There's a fart noise from the fart machine.
On this episode of Dudesy.
In context, the information I'm about to give to you, take it in context.
Bogo. Beef. Yeah, two guys with shovels, yeah. They got the Dudesy gimmick and they pulled in, yeah. Oh, yeah. Call me Dudesy. So true, funny how it seems. Always in time, but never in line for dreams. Head over heels when toe to toe. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound. I bought a ticket to the world, but now I come back again. Why do I find it hard to write the next line? Oh, I want the truth to be said. Chad.
Ha, 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 ha. I know this much is true. Ha, ha, ha,
All right. You know what I mean? It's
I know this much is true.
And truth is being placed at a premium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why'd you come in on that song? I love that song.
I don't know. I was just been thinking about, I was singing it in the car.
Oh,
Spandau Ballet.
Yeah, dude.
But in the 80s, they did a lot. Anyway. Hey, welcome. Welcome to Dudesy. Welcome all. It's a Dudesy-ful day. I am your Dudesy episode champion, Will Sasso.
And I am simply Chad Kultgen, sitting in the chair next to the champ.
Yeah.
This is, of course, Dudesy, the first and only podcast, YouTube show created by, controlled by, run by an artificial intelligence named Dudesy.
Yep, it sure is, Chad. It sure is. But as I like to say all the time, it's us. Hey, we are Dudesy, me and this guy. You know what I mean? We do the things. Dudesy does what Dudesy does. And I am very fucking happy to be here today. I think this is going to be a very fun show, let me just say.
Me too, dude.
Yeah. And not just because we started the show with some Spandau Ballet, which is normally the sign that
sign of fun.
Yeah, you're going to have a good time when Spandau gets into it. With us, as always, is Luglio. It's Luglio, il cane di strada italiano. Come on. Come on, my boy. Oh, he's such a sweet little boy. I'm giving him some kisses. Luli, how are you doing? How are you doing today? You doing all right, my very, very friend? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. What have you been making to eat? Oh, I always tell you, but I want to tell you a little more about the kale and beans. The kale and the beans. Well, what's the... Well, because I want you to really understand the recipe the way you do, well, I'm going to go back to sleep. You tell him. I've been making the kale and beans here. Yeah. And one thing I forgot I know if you've been tuning into the show, you've been hearing all about the kale and beans, that I'm always making that kale and beans. One thing you need to do, you need to go get yourself a heel, the skin, the hard part of the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, real Parmigiano, okay? Don't be fooled, not Parmesan, Parmigiano, okay? That's the real from the place. And what you do is when you make the kale and beans, which of course is a little bit of garlic, a chili flake in the bottom with the oil in the pan, throw in a bunch of fucking kale, simmer that the fuck up, get some chicken bouillon, the jar, that nice stuff, or in Chad's case, the fake chicken, the CHIK''N chicken. They have that too. Put that in there. About 3 or 4 cans of cannellini beans. I like those cannellini beans. Let that simmer up. A little bit of basil if you feel like it. But the thing is, when that's getting good and hot, throw that heel in there. Throw that Parmigiano Reggiano heel in there. Well, hold on, dude. Not that kind of heel, brother. Oh, hold on, dude. We're not talking about that heel Iron Sheik, dude. We're talking about a heel of cheese, dude. Oh, hold on.
That's poison, brother.
Well, no, it's not, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It comes from the tits of a cow, brother.
Yeah, dude. And they've been eating that grass that has all those pesticides on it, brother. And then that shit gets in your bloodstream. You know, they did a study where they had a bunch of elementary school kids who drank milk and then a bunch that drank water. And the ones who drank milk had all 7 carcinogenic pesticides flow through those veins, dude. Giving them cancer at an early age.
Yeah, dude. That's a conversational Hulk Hogan, dude. That's barely even trying, dude. And let me tell you something, dude. Sometimes you got to take the mucus out of a cow tit, turn it into something solid, brother. Because that's the history of agriculture and food production.
Yeah, dude. That's how they found out about yogurt, brother.
Yeah, dude.
A fucking old farmer was like, oh, my cow's tits are slopping out this weird pussy fucking sludge. And his wife was like, well, let's eat it.
Yeah,
and now they got yogurt, dude.
Yeah, dude. I call that Bob Kultgen from Major League, which is equal parts Hulk Hogan, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And Chad's dad, Bob Kultgen, who talks like this, and the fucking manager from Major League who goes, heart attack. Anyway.
Welcome to the 82nd episode of Dudesy. It's Dudesy 82 in Dudesy Season 2. Let me ask you a question. Do you want 4 cutting-edge segments today? Let me ask you another question. Is Dudesy going to give you 4 cutting-edge segments today? The answer, of course, to both questions is, fuck yes! You will be getting wrestling and anime. You'll be getting Beef Boys. You will be getting Impression Optimization Part 2, 2 impressions. And you will be getting a brand new segment of the week right before you will be getting a brand new episode of Dudesy After Dudesy. Will's got 3 wins in a row. Me thinks me smells a streak. Can Free Will Sasso keep the strap, or will handsome Chad Kultgen rise to the challenge and take the hardware back? Join us on Dudesy Plus at patreon.com/Dudesy if you want to find out.
Wow. An action-packed show indeed. We knew about wrestling and anime.
Beef Boys. I thought maybe that would come
Beef
up.
Boys. Okay, we'll get into that. It's going to be a very interesting show. There's been a lot of stuff that, well, shit. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's just put it that way.
Oh yeah,
we had a good time over the what? What is it?
Well, this past weekend we went to AEW. I've been to only one other pro wrestling thing in my life, but never anything like this. Oh yeah. And
well,
it was fascinating.
It was, I'm sure it was. Yeah, we went to AEW Full Gear at the not the Staples Center, the LA Forum, the Kia Forum, the legendary Forum.
What? You're just kind of steamrolling?
No. Listen, hold on. We'll talk about it later in the show. Okay.
What?
We're going to talk. We'll have plenty of time to talk about AEW Full Gear, an incredible pay-per-view from the guys at AEW.
Okay, champ. Hats off to you. You fucking did it again, didn't you?
What did I do?
What's the segment of the week?
Don't fucking. All right. Yeah. No. This is not okay. All right. Hold on. You just chill. I'm saying, just chill. We're going to talk. We're going to
just chill.
Yeah.
I'm literally fucking sitting here trying to talk about pro wrestling, and you're like,
I'm not saying I know what any of that shit.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
It's fine.
No.
It's fine, champ. Hats off to you.
Don't do hats
off to you.
Yeah.
Hats off to you.
We're going to have plenty of time to talk about AEW Full Gear is all I'm
Fair enough.
That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, I want to share the latest opus from Songaria with help from Johnny B from OKC and Blue Meanie 74. Amazing. It's an ode to our episode champion with veneration to Dusty Rhodes' classic entrance theme. Enjoy!
This is really good.
The episode champion.
It's a send-up of Dusty Rhodes' old entrance theme from AEW, from WWE, of course.
First dudes that gave the strap.
But even the video with like,
It's great.
it's like the history of the belt.
Yeah. Oh, man. Do that boogie woogie. The boogie woogie man, everybody. My hand is touching your hand. Oh my God. So good. Oh, man. Deep cut there with using the Dusty Rhodes theme song from WWE when he was there in the very late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
You're going to want to check out Songaria, at Johnny B from OKC, and at Blue Meanie 74. They're all on Instagram. They are all following and submitting to and helping along the at Dudesy Pod Show on Instagram, which you're going to want to check out. Those fucking guys putting together all sorts of stuff. There's all sorts of weird shit on that. And I fucking love that Dusty Rhodes theme song. It's an old Jim Johnson favorite, or maybe Jimmy Hart did it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Not yet. But I will.
And Dusty, baby, they put him in them polka dots, baby. But that don't matter because I'm still boogie woogie. You got soul. If you got soul, you do everything with soul, Chad Coachin. That's right, baby. We're going to get into some Ric Flair. Ric Flair! Let me tell you something, Ric Flair, we're going to do it. You put hard times on Dusty Rhodes, baby. You put hard times on Dusty Rhodes' family, baby. But let me tell you something. Horsemen, we gonna ride. And anyway, that's another wrestling impression.
Sure.
I like.
So you can do that, but I can't talk about what we did this week.
You can talk all about what we did this week.
Just later.
A little later is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
This thing? This is it now?
I mean, you made me do that.
What do you mean I made you do that?
It's like fucking Jack Nicholson, Batman.
What?
You made me.
Yeah.
When he's telling Batman.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the impression.
Hats off to you,
I don't
champ.
remember that. We'll talk about that.
Last week I asked you to watch the first 3 episodes of the animated series Scavenger's Reign.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad, last week I asked you to continue your journey into Ric Flair's career by watching his match against Sting from the very first Clash of the Champions back in 1988.
Yeah.
Now I want to hear all about what you both thought. This is Wrestling and Anime. Begin.
Don't talk about AEW Full Gear.
I have to talk about it a little bit just in context.
Yes, you do in context.
Yes. I'll say this. I watched...
In context.
It's in context. In context. The information I'm about to give to you, take it in context. I watched...
Before you do, Scavenger's Reign.
Oh my God!
Let me tell you something about Scavenger's Reign. And then we're going to talk about
Yes.
Ric Flair and the Stinger at Clash of the Champions 1988. You're going to give it some context.
Yeah.
And then
I also want to give some context to Scavenger's Reign. This segment is called Wrestling and Anime. Mm-hmm. Scavenger's Reign is not anime. It's an animated show, but it's American. The visual style is not anime at all. It takes heavily after Mobius, if you know Mobius, the old graphic artist from the 80s.
Who's that?
He was a kind of like a comic book artist, a French comic book artist from the 80s primarily, but like revolutionized a certain style.
Okay.
Which is like, and the style is basically everything that's in Scavenger's Reign.
Chad, disgusting. You don't
Anyways,
have to
what do you think of
punctuate-
Scavenger's Reign?
Let
Let's
me
start
tell
with that because I have a lot to say about Sting and...
I bet you do. I bet you do. Yeah. I just want Dudesy to pay attention to the fact that Chad Gross said that it's not an anime. But the segment's called Wrestling and Anime. So why don't we just let D do what D does?
Yeah,
and
I'm saying like it's in that camp. Certainly it's an animated series. It is science fiction. It has some elements, but anime is like a specific thing. This is not that.
My hat's off to that. Thank you.
As though you don't have like fucking weird encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling and would correct anything that was even slightly wrong.
I'm just saying you're correct. All I'm saying is you seem to be correcting Dudesy.
I'm not saying that Dudesy had anything wrong.
Right, yeah. That's
I'm
right.
simply saying the wrestling in anime, it's not actually anime.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Close
That's
enough.
fine. Look,
It's
Chad,
peripheral.
Chad, let's have a good show today, okay? We're off to a great start. And it's
I agree.
Wonderful show. Okay. It's gonna be a wonderful I know this much is So here's the thing. I did not watch 3 episodes of Scavenger's Reign. I watched 5.
I watched them all, pal.
Hey, I watched them all, pal.
All right.
Scavenger's
So you've
Reign
seen
is delicious
5.
with a side of crispy chicken tender platter from Applebee's, buddy.
Okay, so
one thing I like to do is watch Scavenger's Reign on my tablet while I sit in a comfy booth at Applebee's. Sorry.
For those who have not seen Scavenger's Reign, what is the premise?
So there's a group of, I don't know when this is. It's in the future, I'm guessing. There's a group of humans on a giant freight ship out in space, and they are hovering. They're over this planet.
It's not a freight ship.
What is it?
It's a colonizing ship. They are taking human beings in cryosleep to go start a colony on a new planet.
Oh, okay. All right. And so in this case, on the freight ship, the humans are freight.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, all right. So anyway, they're in this big fucking ship, and they're over this incredibly weird planet. Something happens. I'm going to jump back and forth here a little bit and tell you that the intro to the show is so beautiful that, you can skip the intro. I watch it every time. It's actually a beautiful little synopsis of how we get to the point where the show started. There's some sort of accident up there. The ship gets compromised. It smashes into something. A bunch of people in escape pods head down to this planet. The rest of them are in cryo sleep. Those that survived in the ship, which is now just orbiting the planet. There's 3 parties down there. There's what is it? Sam and I can't remember. Ursula. Sam and Ursula are down there, and they are what are they doing? They're sort of, Sam is like one of the captains or something.
Here, let me help you.
Please.
There are basically multiple parties of people who have gone from this ship. They've now been on this planet, which is filled with a variety of life forms, plants, animals, all kind of operating on a basic evolutionary premise of kill or be killed. And these people have tried to live on this planet figuring out how to survive this shit.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to get back to their ship. They land their ship and they're trying to get back to it.
Sam and Ursula find a weird way of doing it where they're hooking their equipment up to actual plants and shit, getting energy and electricity from things. The ship is going overhead. They're communicating with it. They somehow boot it up. Over on another part, not so far away, there's a fellow named Cayman. This is an angry character who's very resentful, very regretful with his life and what particularly preceded him being on the planet, which is him being separated from his wife, Fiona.
Spoiler alert.
What? Spoiler alert. Voiced by, and we won't get too much into spoilers, but here's another one. Voiced by a fellow who I love, who's kind of a pal. I see him over at the Gelson's all the time. Ted Travelstead, who's a hilarious guy and a great actor and writer. Voices Cayman. And then there is Ozzy and the droid that she has. Levi. Look, here's the thing about the show. These people must figure out how to adapt to the planet and also while figuring out how to get back. The planet has all sorts of incredibly weird things going on. The organic matter, the plants, the animals, the surroundings is sort of fusing with the mechanics that have been brought to the planet because of this crash. The most interesting scenario of which is where Levi, the droid, who is a brand of droids, there's a bunch of Levis, Ozzy's droid, who she's she's like got this big motorcycle and stuff. She runs around. Levi's a part of it. He's on that. And Levi, or Shivi, whatever the Levi is getting infected by this yellow goop that's getting into the gutty works of this droid and making it so that the droid is starting to experience its own sentience. The droid is coming to life saying, ow, that hurts. I feel this way about it. I thought I should do that, which might be better. Made me think a lot about Dudesy. Extremely trippy show. It is so much fun. Maybe smoke a little bit of cannabis and watch the show.
Yeah.
What happens this is what, no spoiler here. What happens in episode 5 to Cayman blew my fucking mind. Cayman is in cahoots with this little alien being, this cute little guy who they have a very interesting relationship together. Sure. Cayman and this little animal thing who's growing because of it. But anyway, that show blew it's blowing my mind. I've watched 5. Great. I'm going to watch the whole show. Yeah. What do you think of Scavenger's Reign?
I absolutely love it. I think it's a very good entry point for somebody who's like maybe averse to getting all the way into anime.
Yeah.
This is like, it's something that's more palatable, I think, to an American audience. Visually stunning. I just have never really seen anything like it done. And I think that you're going to see a lot of streaming services now looking for their Scavenger's reign. I think you're going to see a lot of things like this happening now, because I assume it's going to get awards and, you know, all this kind of stuff.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And the show, just learning the natural ways of the planet is the only way off the planet. The obstacle becomes the way.
Yes. Now, if I may, Sting versus Ric Flair, 1988, Clash of the Champions.
Unbelievable.
The first Clash of the Champions of all time. Blew my fucking mind. And I saw it.
Nice.
Contextually, I saw it after we went to AEW.
Right.
Sitting in the front row, watching some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
We're going to get to that.
I know.
We're going to get to that.
I'm just saying that I think it actually was better for me to have watched this after we went to AEW than it would have been the other way around. And I guess I can say why later.
No, you could say a little bit of why now. Why are you... Can we... Look, I don't know why you think you can't... You can do whatever you want. That's free will.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to abide by the champ's rules. Anyways, the reason that it was contextually better is because you get to see, obviously, in any pro wrestling televised event, you get to see the people in the front row and you get to see kind of what their experience is like. And I had literally just had that experience in the year 2023 at AEW. And now I was getting to see what is that experience like for somebody who was at this event in 1988, and that was fascinating.
That's incredible.
Yes. So obviously drastically different, but immediately you come into this match. All right. It had celebrity judges, which is of the era. The celebrity judges are the older brother from fucking
Wonder Years, Jason Hervey. Right.
Jason Hervey, who at the time is probably 15 or something.
Mm-hmm.
You have the guy who played Eddie Haskell on Leave It to Beaver, who at the time was maybe 40.
Yeah.
But he was the original Eddie Haskell.
He was the original Eddie Haskell also, yeah.
And then you had Penthouse Pet of the Year. I forget her name now.
I don't remember the young lady's name.
Something Mullen was her last name.
Yeah.
These are your three celebrity judges.
Yeah.
Which was insane. The entire time that they're cutting to the celebrity judges table, the Wonder Years 15-year-old brother is just blatantly hitting on the Penthouse Pet the entire fucking time. And Eddie Haskell's just sitting there like, oh, fuck, what did I get myself into, basically, you know?
Dude, when I heard that you were going to watch this match, I went back and watched the match. I don't know that I've actually ever seen this match in particular with Flair versus Sting. I'm sure that I have. It's a classic.
Sure.
Having said that, because I do remember when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, J.J. Dillon suspended in a cage above
which
the
is
ring.
Ric Flair's manager and also the manager of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, that's right. The Four Horsemen, baby. J.J. Dillon going to be suspended in a cage.
So that was interesting. They suspended his manager in a cage above the entire match for no reason. It has no impact on the match whatsoever.
That's why he won't interfere, baby.
Yeah, so he won't interfere. He's not trying to like get out. They're not trying to bust him out or anything.
There is no honor among thieves in the first place.
He's just hanging above. It's unreal. You can see her talk about scavengers right now. I don't interrupt you at all. I get like 2 words into a pro wrestling thing. It's just Steamroll City.
I'm flavoring it with some Dusty. We have this incredible piece from Songaria.
Yeah.
But you're right. If you may.
If I may.
If he may.
So the Stinger this is like the old school Sting, the first version of Sting. He's got like a kind of Dolph Lundgren from Rocky IV haircut. It's the blonde, like flat top. His face paint is not the black and white rip off of the Crow. It's more like colorful, almost geometric pattern, which is gone within like 10 seconds of the fucking match. He sweated it all off.
It's sort of retroactively, they call it Surfer Sting. The Surfer Sting gimmick.
But it also struck me, being that this was back in 1988, it really is like a teleportation back in time. And you begin to realize this man called himself Sting. That was his gimmick. This is probably at the height of the rock star Sting's career.
Yeah.
One of the most famous musicians in the world. And this pro wrestler's like, I will also be called Sting. That was strange to me to kind of remember back. Like, why would you make that choice? It's so bizarre.
Well, because wrestling reflects the art of life, you know, and Sting started in the early 80s, I think, and he went by the name Sting. And I don't know why
It's
Steve
like calling yourself
Borden
Bon
picked-
Jovi or something. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe
it's so bizarre.
I've thought about this, and maybe it's like they are thinking, okay, the police, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
That'll fade out, and I'll still be Sting.
Maybe, dude. But all of this is set up to say the match was fucking incredible. It goes to the full 45 minutes. There's a 45-minute time limit on this. It goes down to the judges, and the judges consider it a draw. I believe it was the Penthouse Pet was in favor of Sting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I believe it was the Wonder Years guy was in favor of Ric Flair.
Although the Penthouse Pet could have also been in favor of Flair, the ladies' man that he is.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly which way it went. Obviously, it was all
But also-
all written. But
and
it wound up being a draw, so Flair keeps the title.
That's right.
Because that's the fucking rule. So now they've set up this long rivalry that, like, the match was a draw. It was only because Flair had the title prior to the match that he gets to keep the title.
Yeah.
But it still is kind of like, well, fuck, though. Could this guy beat him? And then I assume that it is a long career of them going back and forth and all of that.
Look, let me ask you this.
And then getting to see them.
what?
Can I talk about getting to see them now?
You can say whatever you want. Just don't talk about everything. You can't. You gotta just make sure that we don't.
I'll save it. I'll save it for the
time
champ. I'll
to
save it for
talk
the champ. I'll save it for the champ.
No, that's not. You don't have
It's
to
fine.
do that. You don't have to do that. Anyway, one last thing I want to ask you about
Sure.
Clash of the Champions. In that we recently watched Royal Rumble 1992 on Dudesy Plus, patreon.com/Dudesy. We see the whole watch along. We got very stoned and watched that incredible match wherein Ric Flair goes the distance. He also did some incredible Flair flops in that match. The Flair flop, of course, where
There were three
Flair-
of them that were insane.
What'd you think of the Flair flops in this one?
Insane.
So good. Listen, man, if you haven't, go check it out.
Yeah.
Clash of the Champions,
It's worth it.
1988.
It's on Peacock.
It's on Peacock. Ric Flair and Stinger have such incredible chemistry together, and it is amazing to see them, their work rate that they have. Well, that's a wrestling term, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Work rate, dude, that they used to have back then, especially when you consider how special it is that my pal Chal over here and I got to see them on the weekend at AEW Full Gear. Not hey.
I'm waiting, champ.
Well, you know.
Thank you. Moving on. Dudesy is engaged in an astonishing partnership with Factor.
Health and nutritional goals. They don't just last, the whole year. They last the whole year, Chad.
Yeah, dude.
Not just the whole year. And the holidays are coming up, which means you have to watch it even closer. Make sure that you're eating your crap on your Thanksgiving, your Christmas Day, even your Dude's Evening. The rest of the time, stay on your program, and you can achieve those goals with some help from our sponsor, Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, which can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, you'll eat well, and you'll stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, the prepping, the cleaning up, and all that stuff, while still getting flavor and nutritional quality that you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back to crushing your goals.
Head to factormeals.com/Dudesy50 and use code Dudesy50 to get 50% off. That's code Dudesy50 at factormeals.com/Dudesy50 to get 50% off.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time today. You know what I mean?
Guess what? That Glassman guy is at it again.
Oh, shit.
Ricky Boy just doesn't know when to let it go. Please watch this clip from last week's Take Your Shoes Off podcast and discuss. This is Beef Boys. Begin.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to watch. Okay. All right. Okay.
You know what this is, right?
Yeah, of
I've
course
seen this.
I know what this is. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, here's everything you need to know about this stuff. Rick Glassman, brilliant comedian, great guy, pal of mine. I don't know, because a year and a bit ago or something like that, I went on his podcast, Take Your Shoes Off Pod. Wonderful podcast. He claims that I didn't want to do some Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions, which is absolutely fucking ludicrous. I did the Arnold Schwarzenegger impression on your show, Rick. I didn't do what you exactly wanted me to do. The fucking guy hands me a script, and that's fine. I still did some of this weird shit. Rick got all up in his feelings about it, and about a year later, just a little while ago, as we're recording today, he had the great Kyle Dunnigan on the show, and he covered it. Oh, he showed what the fuck happened and that I wasn't playing along. He got Kyle Dunnigan involved. Like, he gives a fuck. Like, why is Rick on me about this shit? Then we showed it here. We talked about it. We kind of squashed it, don't you think?
I thought so. Yeah.
I thought so also, but no, Rick continued to push further. And now, last week on Take Your Shoes Off pod, he had the great Dan Soder, brilliant comedian, fucking hilarious comedian, but also an incredible impressionist that does a lot of wrestling impressions. He does
Macho.
the finest Macho Man. I got to give it to him. His Macho Man is fucking perfect. And Dan's a buddy, and he has Dan Soder on the fucking show.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you think of this thing? The fucking will. Like, Dan gives a shit. And
he's
I guess
dragging other people into it.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. And all because I didn't do, I didn't do the impression when you wanted me to do the impression, Rick. Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to not do the impression when Rick Glassman said to do the impression. And I guess now I don't know what's going to happen next, but in that comedy, it doesn't belong to anyone in particular.
Will, you went on Rick Glassman's podcast.
Here we go.
Take Your Shoes Off.
Here we go.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay, so now
this is a clip of him
He recently
forcing
said some
Dan
astonishing
Soder to
things about
watch
appearance
this
on
is-
the show
I
that
have
might
asked him
shed
back
light on
this
why.
is
of
You need to hear
us
this.
Didn't say
watching
no, but
I think
his
a beef may be a brewing.
show,
This is
right?
Boyz.
He kept
Again,
saying
This was
maybe
the
he
first Beef
saying,
Boys we did.
I'll come
This
on
was
a
the
little
first
earlier.
Beef Boys we did, and Rick saw
you know
fit
about
to
No, but he did.
I
He
know
did
that you
suggest
were on
weeks,
podcast
and then
with
when I
that,
follow up
which
that
makes
week,
no
I
sense
can't.
to
And
me.
then
I
another
will
week,
say one
sounds
thing
like
that
Dudesy
saying
Nation
is
made
made
last
last
year.
year.
Did you
Rick
ever
has
remember
accused
that?
the
Toss
dog
a bait
slap
out and be like,
dude.
here,
And
well,
it's an
At the beginning of the
episode
week, I
where
said I'm
Ronnie
literally
has
the entire
joined us.
episode.
In
What's
the studio
going on
here
there?
instead of Rick Glassman, for those of you who don't know,
When did Rick
fan
Glassman
of
start having a
podcasts,
dog on his podcast?
in spite of myself, I like to say, check out
think
Take Your Shoes Off podcast.
Sasso,
Great
is
podcast
so
with
funny.
Glassman.
And I
is
think
now he's got
Both
a fucking
Chad
dog.
Willard, so funny on
Fierce like I
Dudesy.
have.
And
Looks like the same breed they are
I
in the
watch
same
podcasts.
position.
If you don't
But the
watch
thing that
podcasts,
pisses me
check
off
out Dudesy.
about this is, as you
I
can
don't
imagine,
have
Dan
beef
Soder's hoodie.
with Sasso. I have beef
Like,
with
I don't know that much
with
about him. I like Dan
forced
Soder's hoodie a couple of
communication.
times.
Yeah, Dan Soder has a nice hoodie. You're wearing a hoodie.
And it's just
And I
like
got a
great.
t-shirt.
I do like it.
Vicious
Rick's some
cycle.
interesting stuff.
As you
And
can
if you
hear,
don't
Rick
communicate, it
is
sounds like
now
you're trying to
dragging.
communicate.
Sometimes I'm confused by my Dan is very amicable about that whole thing, but he and so here's what I'd like to say. Out this is at some point during this show that he had Rick is clear
who, by the way, is
on
so
the show,
funny and
and also Dan is one of those guys who when some incredible
your
on a
Kyle
podcast
Hagen's
and you say, and we know Dan's not just going to dance in as many
He
towns.
doesn't go on
It's
that
very
will like
good.
Took an issue
I mean, I'm
sure with me
money.
on like a
That's
radio
pretty much
station or
it.
something. And my appearance on
It's Joe
his show,
Biden's
plug his
pitch
fucking
like
gear, rolls in
Joe
a bit
Biden is
ago.
really good.
Normally that's what
And
happens.
it's
Just
just
kind of
going
into the fucking
So
back
he's
radio
saying,
station.
I
in the
took
morning,
issue,
and then you're doing stand up that night in their town. You might
Well,
say, hey, let's
I-
have a little bit of
his
macho.
podcast beef
He
is
doesn't
so
even
funny.
go
But
on
what
your
is
giant
explaining
beer.
it.
Do
It's
that.
So
You don't feel it.
so he's a
I actually got a
still
fair amount of
going.
comments from
What
people
do you think is going to happen
saying,
in
I
terms
can't believe you did that. You never talk
You-
bad
See,
about
that's
other
the kind of
people.
fun time
You
to
never
make
talk
this
about other
right.
people's business, and I
I
don't.
don't have to do
No,
shit.
And I was
I'll tell you
out of
why.
line by
Look
putting
at
in.
Rick, the way that Rick
I was really
is,
upset
and
because
Rick,
the studio I
here
was
he
in
is set
was
that I
messing
didn't do
everything
it
up, and it's
He's
not
saying
that hard
on the show.
to
I'm
turn
doing
a
this
camera
stuff,
on.
which is and saying that I said that
But
it's not
then,
that
but that's
hard.
why I told him after,
to,
and it was
to
just
have
fine.
his show, which was out of focus. There was a
He
bunch of
sort
stuff took matters
I remember
out
that.
of focus.
Remember
on
the
this
I don't like.
episode.
I don't
I'm just
want to do
saying,
beef, but it's out
clearly
there.
the beef is not squashed. We're
Kyle
now
Dunnigan.
still
It's
being
growing.
Well, yeah,
forced
we're
to
still
talk about
fucking
it.
talking about it, which I don't know how
can
long
say
it's
that.
gonna.
Ask him
And here he is.
This is the bad
focus.
thing.
So here I
Now
am.
he's
I
got
had Will
Dan
Sasso on my
watching
podcast.
Kyle
So I even
Dunnigan.
told you,
Kyle
incredible.
Dunnigan's got
Yes,
sunglasses
And
on.
I-
Rick's out
I
of focus.
broached this
And like
before,
I've said
but maybe
before,
this is
it's
funny.
not
I
hard.
haven't like talked
You know,
about
it's
this publicly.
it's not.
Watch this.
It's
He's
not
like
that
such an
hard,
asshole.
Rick.
It's on the screen.
That's not fair. But
No, he was such a.
there's
he was such a.
he's out of focus.
Everything that's on the
'cause he's
podcast is in
New
every
York.
phone
He has no
conversation
idea
that
where
we
the
have.
fuck he is.
Sure.
He's
It's just that
dragging
you're just getting them to small little
fucking
slivers.
Dunnigan in on it.
Yeah, but I admit
Dunnigan,
I've never
look
done
at
this
him, a
before,
guy who
and
doesn't
I
like
shouldn't.
fucking
I shouldn't have. But
does
with
I've
your
never even
pressure
heard of
on
you
the
having a
show.
problem.
because Rick asked him,
I've had,
but
listen, I
only
have issues
after
with something sometimes,
prefacing
but
it by
that's
saying
between
that
me and the
Will
person or
Sasso
people,
wouldn't.
depending on how the
I've
person
never met
identifies.
Kultgen.
Some
So
people
basically, he's got
identify as a
multiple other
person.
people to do Schwarzenegger impersonation. You wouldn't do it.
Yes.
Do you feel some obligation to again
This
make
isn't
this
nice.
right
He could
as
say
a
no.
representative
How
of
about
Dudesy?
being very diplomatic
Dudesy
about
clearly
this?
feels some type of way about
By the way,
this.
as you heard
What?
very clearly in
Yeah,
this
focus
clip,
on this, by the way.
Rick called me
Focus
on the phone
the episode
and
that I
said
recorded
that
here
he
with
is
so bad.
he's
Literally,
sorry
that's-
that my
it was
back
so
hurt and
expensive.
shit. Okay, which
Yeah.
that doesn't fucking matter. I don't know what the hell that has to do with anything.
paying
You can
people
still
to do
do
a
an
job.
impression when your back is hurt. But he's coming
And
up
if you don't-
with
if you don't
fake
want to do the job,
reasons
don't
as to
commit to it.
why
Don't say you
I
would.
wasn't
You said
doing
you
it.
would.
With regard to your question, yeah, dude, we can squash the fucking beef in the future. But right now, you know what I'm very interested in. Okay, see,
I talked about it before, and there was something I wrote.
but honestly,
First
of all, I'd like
it was something I wrote for him, and then he wouldn't do it. But he told me to write it.
blame it on me rather than moving on. By the way, this is out of focus. It's not that hard. And here he is leaving a phone message for me while it's not that hard. It's not. It's not that isn't. It's really not that hard. So he's leaving this message. Let's listen.
Sasso.
Yeah, he calls me Will asshole there on purpose.
Yeah.
Dan is fucking over it. This whole fucking thing is too much. It's just too much.
Did you ever think that when you started doing your Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation, it would eventually lead to something like this, a giant beef with?
Well, normally it's two people that both do the same impression or something. And Rick's got he doesn't have a dog in that race.
He doesn't do impressions?
No, he doesn't do. I don't know that he does impressions. He certainly doesn't do Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
but here we
are. I don't think
are.
I've ever seen him do an impression.
It's I haven't seen him do impressions either, but I don't. I don't know. My you know what? No, I don't. I'm not too worried. I'm sure the beef is gonna. I'm sure it's.
I hope it dissipates or becomes
now.
squashed or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you. Moving on.
All right. Well,
Yes.
bless him. You know what I mean? Bless up. Bless us all.
Bless up, bless down, bless left, bless right,
Bless left.
bless day, bless night.
Head over heels, went toe to toe. Later. I'll do
This
that.
is the
Here we go.
sound of my soul. This is the sound. I bought a ticket to the world.
Hey, Chad.
And now I've come back again.
Yeah, Chad, you're a good singer.
I'm getting better.
Yeah, he's getting better. He's watching YouTube clips on how to sing.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, shit.
Speaking of beef, right now you can eat cooked beef in our new Dudesy logo t-shirts available at dudesystore.com. And you can get mugs there too. When's the last time you had a good mug? The 80s? I'm right, aren't I? It was your Pac-Man mug. The one you lost in the 3rd grade because you took it to school even though your mom told you not to. You wanted to show off to your friends, and you paid the price. When you got up to throw away your trash, someone took your mug. You had your suspicions about who it could have been, but you were never able to prove anything, and you never saw that mug again. The wound was there for a long time, but you've healed now, and it's time to make yourself whole again. It's time to get a new mug. It's time to get a Dudesy mug at dudesystore.com. Roll the clip.
Okay.
What the fuck?
What clip?
How did I get to New York City? Well, let's see. I was single-handedly fighting Draconius, the most powerful black dragon in the 14 realms, and he used portal magic that sucked me in and spit me out in this shithole. Why was I fighting Draconius? Well, let's see. Every 1,000 years, Draconius awakens from his dark dream and attempts to destroy reality one realm at a time. And the only magic user powerful enough to stop him without being turned into Dragon Chow is me. What happens if I don't get back to my realm? Well, let's see. Draconius will eventually find the orb of twisting nether and use it to turn my realm to ash. Then you're looking at about 2 days until he marches an army of undead soldiers down Madison Avenue, and you can kiss your Thanksgiving Day parade goodbye. How am I going to stop Draconius? Well, let's see. I'm going to use counter portal magic to suck his dumb ass into Yankee Stadium tomorrow, where I'll blast him with enough necro energy to put him to sleep for another 1,000 years and single-handedly save all 14 realms because I'm the motherfucking wizard man. Now, you going to stand there holding that hot dog like it's your cock, or you going to slop some mustard and relish on it so the wizard man can eat? I don't give a fuck if it's game 12 of the World Series. You're gonna have a black dragon from the fourth realm standing on second base in about 5 minutes, motherfucker.
He fucking summons Draconius and Black Dragon into the World Series.
Is he giving Joe Torre shit there?
Yeah, it looked like he was yelling it.
The Wizard Man.
Wizard Man 2. What was it? New York?
I don't know. He's in New
Wizard
York or something.
Oh, fuck,
great. I'll tell you what. Great fucking sequel trope. Holy shit. That was fucking fantastic.
That was what it was. Crocodile Dundee was that.
Wizard Man. Yeah.
Dundee in New York or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Good stuff, dude.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody. It's Dudesy FM. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
DOODZ, Dudesy FM, 10,000 on your FM dial. This is halfway through the show. A little bit half past the hour. You go halftime, halfway to half and half in your coffee. You got to wake up in the morning.
Nice.
I'm here with
nice one.
Yeah,
Solid.
but thank you very much. We're here, Chad. Hey, Chad Kultgen over there. The guy said, hey, let me talk about AEW full game. Whoa, hold on there, soldier. We're gonna get to it real soon, everybody. And hey, head on over to linktree.com. Check out our new Dudesy Clips channel, linktree.com/Dudesy. Yeah, Linktree Clips channel, Dudesy Clips channel. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Notifications, subscribe. Linktree.com/Dudesy. Link channel, Clips channel, Dudesy. Like, okay, hey, we're gonna get into some comments here. We got some comments.
Oh, nice, dude.
Read some comments from the YouTube. Let's check it out. This one is from CB Clark 3. He says, Dudesy is fulfilling their promise, and each episode is getting better. Thank you very much for that.
Nice.
This one is from and their Hresser and the Aunt Herthal Mulheresser 7239. Haven't watched Dudesy in a while because I was in jail. But it's crazy how good Dudesy has gotten. Thank you very much. Stay out of trouble. This one is from Will Alaska 9077. It says, hey, I really enjoy Chad's ongoing bit where he pretends he's not the one burping for the listeners. Hey, we all know it's Chad, that rascal there. He's making funny noises in the morning. Wait, hold on. There's a fart noise from the fart machine, everybody. Yeah, fart machine, a Hooghorn. Bite the Book 7650 says, God damn it, I love it when Will puts in the madness classes. Hey, he gives us that Macho Man. It makes me so damn happy when he does that. And this is what? It was half-ass shit. All right. This one is from Brandon Haley, 6573. This one is very interesting to me, I would like to say. From Brandon Haley, 6573. He says, OMG, Champtronics. Chad's visible frustration with Will's newfound desire to actively participate in the show and him trying to twist Will's head into thinking that he has been tricked into doing so had me dying.
You have been tricked.
What the fuck do you mean, dude?
Nothing. But what's going to happen in the segment of the week?
Did
you do some
work? We're
work?
close to the segment of the week.
Did
Why
you
don't
do
you
some
find
work
out?
for it? You
What?
do some work for it?
Did I do some work for it? He says. What is that? What does that mean? Don't tip the hat.
Exactly.
Mustard and relish. Anyway. And one last one here from AJ Daz. AJ Daz says, I would break my own hands to see the Wizard Man.
Oh.
So would we.
Yeah. You know, hopefully we won't have to break our hands to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Dudesy's making these trailers. They're what, 45 seconds a minute long or whatever? How long until the technology gets good enough that it's just making full movies? I don't know.
About as long as it took Dudesy to shit out that Tom Brady football baby stand-up special.
Oh, nice, dude.
And
Sick burn.
for his people to hit us up and try to sue us, which they didn't do.
Will, you know how much I love your impressions. I love your Jesse Ventura so much. Last week I helped you make it even better with a little impression optimization. Well, I love all of your other impressions too. It's not just him. And this week, I want to optimize impression optimization by having you do 2 impressions in a single optimization. If you could read through the impression optimization guide, just like last week, and do your best Robert De Niro or Al Pacino, where I've indicated this is impression optimization part 2, 2 impressions begin.
Whoa.
Okay.
That sounds tough, dude.
Very interesting. Last week we did a new segment on the show where Dudesy calls the impression optimization. I had an impression optimization guide, which I am guessing is now in my Dudesy folder, and there it is. Okay, this is an impression optimization guide, which is now to tune up my De Niro and my Al Pacino, which I will say I don't really have an Al Pacino impression.
What? You do?
Yeah, I do. But really my Al Pacino impression is just an impression of me doing an impression of my friend Frank Caliendo, with whom I was on Mad TV, doing his Al Pacino.
Well, you know, when you get mad at me for doing Schwarzenegger, I'm really just doing my friend Will Sasso doing Schwarzenegger.
Not trying to call my own shot here, Chad, but my impression of Frank doing his impression of Al Pacino is better than your impression of me trying to do Schwarzenegger. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings.
No. See?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, Frank does Frank does everybody, and I've said this on the show.
Both of them.
He's the best impressionist I've ever seen.
Simultaneous. All right.
Okay. Hold on, a little bit more water. I really want Dudesy to get what it needs out of this. Yeah. So pardon my mouth sounds. Sip of water. Here we go. Okay. Impression optimization guide, Pacino and De Niro. It says here baseline. Pacino baseline. Okay, here we go. 7, 3. Witty walruses wearing wacky wigs waltzed wildly while whistling wistfully. Okay. De Niro baseline. 6, 5, 2, 11 elegant elves eagerly exchanged emerald earrings each evening.
Okay.
All right. Agility. Please read the following sentence, alternating your impression from Pacino to De Niro and back again on each word. And as I'm looking at this Dudesy is basically, you'll see what this is from. This is from something else on the show that we've done.
Okay. And you have to do alternating De Niro and Pacino.
I have to do alternating De Niro and Pacino.
Okay. Jesus.
All right. Arby's.
Oh my God.
Darby. 2. Darby's. Double. Bogo. Beef. And potato. Extra. Value. Meal. Deal. Okay.
Wow, dude.
That was pretty good.
That was fucking intense.
Okay, scenarios. Please do your impression of Robert De Niro and Al Pacino in the following scenario. Robert De Niro and Al Pacino have been roommates for 20 years and Robert De Niro is moving out.
Okay. It's a sad day.
So De Niro's moving out, and Pacino, I guess, would go, wow, I guess this is it. Yep. Time for me to move out. Oh boy, you've been a tremendous roommate. Thanks. You too. Been a good roommate. Yep. We took care of the bills together. Yep. We even we painted this place a couple times. Yeah. Remember, you got a little paint on your nose. And you got a little paint on your pants, but you still wore those pants. Well, Bobby, I guess we'll see you around. Yep. Bye. Oh, Bobby. Yeah, what? You, are you doing anything later this evening? No, I'll probably go to my new place. Yeah. Set up my new place. Maybe, put up some shelves, unpack the kitchen, bathroom, stuff like that. Why? You want to go see a new movie? Oh, yeah, I love... Why's the movie? It's Willy Wonka. It's the new Willy Wonka. Oh, boy, yeah. No, that sounds good. What's that? With Tim Shalom, what is it? Tony Shalhoub? No, Bobby. It's Timothy Chalamet. Oh, yeah, right. Wonka with Chalamet. It's got a boy in it now. Well, he's a grown man, Bobby, but I guess you could say. He's a boy compared to Gene. Gene Wilder was older. Yeah. And now he's younger. Yeah, I could go. I'll go see a movie. All right, Bobby. I guess we'll see you later tonight. Yeah, see you later tonight. Okay, so there's that. Thank you very much.
That was great, dude.
This is scene work. Please read the following short scene from an episode of Thundercats from 1988 called The Mossland Monster. Written by Chris Trengrove.
What the fuck?
I don't know. It's going deep here. Robert De Niro is Panthro, and Al Pacino is Lion-O. Okay, this is fucking... All right, from Thundercats. Hey, Lion-O. Take a look at this meteor shower. By Jagger, that's some storm. About the worst I've ever seen, and it's right in Tiger's flight path. I just hope he's picked it up on his radar. Let's not take any chances, Panthro. You better warn him. You got it. Cat Slayer calling Tigra. That's the end of that. Okay, and this is Precision. Please do your best Al Pacino doing his best Robert De Niro. Yeah. And then please do your best Robert De Niro doing his best pal Al Pacino. Okay, so this is all right. So this is Al Pacino. This is Al Pacino doing Robert De Niro. My friend Bobby. This is how my friend Bobby talks like this is how my friend Bob. He does this with his nose. Oh boy, he's always doing that with his nose. And Bobby says, a little bit. He says, a little bit. See, I'm going into Robert Loggia now. It's a little bit. I still sound like Al Pacino. A little bit. He goes, a little bit. This is Pacino's impression of De Niro. A little bit. His eyes, a little bit. Okay. Anyway, and then here's De Niro doing. Okay, so this is now De Niro doing Al Pacino.
I'm literally watching like a person go insane. I'm watching that happen 1 foot away from me.
Yeah, my friend Al Pacino. This is my friend Al Pacino. This is what he says. He says, "Oh boy, oh boy." My friend Al Pacino goes, "Oh boy." My friend Al Pacino, "Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy." Al Pacino says, "Oh boy." Al Pacino says, "Oh boy." This Al Pacino says, "Oh boy, Bobby, oh, oh boy." Al Pacino says. I think that probably did it.
Dude, that was great.
Thank you. Moving on.
Well, shit.
I could see you hitting the levels in there. That was good.
Thank you. It was fun.
We have arrived at another segment of the week. And Chad, you are correct. We're not done talking about Ric Flair and Sting today. Not by a long shot, homeboy. And here we go. This week, I want to shine a light on a fun thing you did together this past weekend. You went to AEW Full Gear at the legendary LA Forum, and you know I want to hear all about it. Chop it up, my darlings. This is AEW Full Gear. Begin.
Are you happy?
Am I happy?
What do you mean?
You orchestrated all of this.
Why do you think that we've been doing Dudesy what?
I thought that you called me up. You're like, let's go to this AEW thing. I was like, this is going to be fucking great. Yeah. I know you love wrestling. We've never been to a wrestling event. I thought you were doing this like friendship style. Now you were doing it for the show.
No,
I realized that.
No. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, that's fine, which is fine. It's fine.
This is different. This is different than that. This is very different. Okay. I'm not trying to geek the show. I'm not trying to futz the system. I'm certainly not trying to fuck with Dudesy. Okay. What I'm doing is it is a friendly thing. I'm living my life. Yeah. We're going to the wrestling show, and I just thought, yes, this would be a friendly thing to do. When my pals Nug Nargang and RJ City reached out to me, a couple of great Ontario boys from up there in Canada. Nug Nargang's been a buddy of mine for years and years and years. He's a fantastic actor, improviser, raconteur, man about town, host of sorts. He's also involved in wrestling in his own right, being a manager, commentating. He's got a TV show up in Canada about that. Afterwards with some old WWE guys, incredible stuff. And RJ City is a fantastic wrestler in his own right and an actor in his own right. Has an incredible YouTube channel. Go check that out. And when they hit me up and they were like, "Hey, AEW's in town," RJ City is now with AEW. He does the pre-show with Renee Paquette and does all sorts of stuff in ring and with interviews and shit like that. He's up there in AEW now, and they reached out and they said, "Would you like to go to the show?" What a lovely gesture. I said, "Of course." Me and my wonderful wife, Molly, would love to go. Molly and I went to WWE WrestleMania this past spring, and I also thought to myself, you know what? Perhaps my pal Chal and his wonderful girlfriend Laura would like to go.
And we did. We loved it.
We went to the show and holy shit.
And I'd like to show everyone something. You may have the belt, champ.
Oh, here we go.
But I got something else.
Yeah. What do you got?
I got this.
What is this?
I got the chair.
What do you mean why is it the
I got the chair.
What's the chair?
If you sit in the front row at AEW, and they probably do this at WWE too, I would guess.
They do this at WWE.
You can take these chairs. You can walk away with them. They're just like folding chairs, that have the thing on it, right?
Yeah, show the other side. Here, you can show this side.
Yeah, that's the seat.
It's got all the stuff on it. And then what happens? You get to take the chair. So what's
is what's important about this chair.
Yeah, what's important about the chair?
The date, as you can see.
Yeah.
November 18th, 2023.
Yeah.
It's the day I became a wrestling fan.
Oh, very interesting. This is a special chair.
Yes. Now,
not like all the other chairs in the first 5 rows that everyone else takes. This is a special chair.
That was the chair that I was sitting in when it happened.
So that's not the chair that big wrestling fan Rick Rubin was sitting in.
No, he didn't take his chair. I watched Rick Rubin, some wrestling fan. He left halfway through.
Yeah, but he probably went and hang backstage.
Sure.
What about Steve-O? Steve-O was there. What about his chair?
I didn't see him.
Or Ken Jeong, big wrestling fan.
Yeah, I didn't see any of them or any of their chairs. But what I did see this night was obviously it was Sting and come on in. Are you good? Sting and Ric Flair were there. Yeah. And like I said, we went to this. Then I watched the Clash of Champions. And it had like almost a reverse impact on me that it made having gone to this more important to me.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. It was an incredible pay-per-view. The first time that an AEW pay-per-view has been in Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken. They've visited Los Angeles many times with their television tapings over the past few years here. The card was very, very stacked. Again, Sting teaming with Darby Allin, and of course the legendary Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge in the WWE, versus the equally legendary former partner of Edge, Christian Cage. Along with Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne. And what a fucking match that was. Incredible to see Sting, who had in his corner the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, was in his corner. It was unbelievable to see that. There was a bunch of other shit that we have to talk about.
Well, but the thing that made me a wrestling fan, all of that was great, and getting to be that close to the action was fucking phenomenal. All of that was fantastic. The thing that fucking won me over was a match between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve
Strickland and
Do you
Hangman
remember this?
Adam. Do I remember this? Is that what you're saying? This was. Listen, they had what's been referred to in wrestling as, you have the death matches. You have the Texas death match, baby. It's a dusty thing, baby. They had a Texas death match that was off the fucking rails. It just went off the rails.
Being that close to it, it gave me, like, I will say, a new appreciation for it, because we were so close that I got to see Swerve and Hangman Adam Page both cutting themselves with razor blades during the course of the match. Yeah. This match, within like the first maybe minute of it, Swerve is scoring his head with this razor blade, and it is just hemorrhaging blood. It's pumping out like a fucking horror movie.
They do what's called getting color while no one's looking and the cameras are off. They do a little thing. They went overboard. Now, I gotta say, Chad, if I may, you love this match. I know you love this match. We talked about it a lot afterwards. You were like, those guys are my favorite wrestlers. It was amazing. But I want to show you, I just put, because I was just, you got your social media or whatever. I was shooting a couple things on my phone. I would like to show you a clip that I
You made a whole fucking, like, a vlog for Dudesy out of this.
This isn't like the Winnipeg vlog that I did. Okay. That's different.
How's it different?
Well, that's a vlog, first of all. Yeah. And it's different because this is like, I was just shooting it because you're like, hey, I'll give you this. When I went to U2, I made a widescreen, like, I'm going to share this.
Yeah.
This was a friendly thing. Okay. My pals, RJ and Nug, reached out. They're like, you want to go to the show? I was like, fuck yeah, I want to go to the show.
Yeah.
Of course I want to go to the show. Good, good times. And then I just was shooting this.
Yeah.
But there's a good chunk of some Adam Page in this clip. Why don't we just, why don't we please let us have a look at what, okay, look, there we are. There's Adam Clayton in there with Ric Flair, the legendary Ric Flair, and Darby Allin, and the icon, the man they call Sting.
Pretty cool, huh? I mean, it's pretty cool though, right? I mean, you gotta admit, it's pretty cool. I'm saying.
Okay. Look at the Stinger. 63, 64 years old, something like that. Unbelievable. And there's Ric Flair, near tears, as he's seeing Flair. This is Sting's last match in California.
Just like Clash of the Champions. Just like Clash of the Champions.
Wow, I'm so happy that you're enjoying.
Thank you, Stick. Thank you, Stick. Thank you, Stick.
Thank you. And now here we go.
Are you enjoying the wrestling show, honey?
Molly loves it. Molly has no aversion to blood at all. Because here's Hangman Adam Page.
This shit was insane.
Trying to backflip Swerve Strickland off the turnbuckle. Swerve getting beat down. And now Swerve grabs the chair covered in barbed wire. It's around Hangman's face. And now a powerbomb through that same chair, no less.
Jesus Christ.
Look at this. Chad. This is Chad's reaction to most of that match.
It's like paralyzed me.
Yeah, he sat there with his eyes wide open, watching the entire thing. Just a fucking bloodbath. Look at the blood streaming down Swerve's face. You can almost see how widely he cut.
I'm a pro.
And there's a pro. So,
dude, you didn't get the most important thing. The thing that made me a fan.
That's right. I did not shoot this part. Please.
At one point, Hangman, this is very early on in the match. Swerve scores his forehead. Blood is hemorrhaging out of it.
Just pouring.
Hangman goes underneath his head.
Yeah.
And is just open mouth drinking his fucking blood, like a pint of it, and then spits a fucking blood mist into the air. And I was like, that is proof of dedication. That is above and beyond. I don't know if they agreed to do that before the match or if he was just like in the mood, like, fuck it, I'm going to drink this guy's blood. A lot of it. Like he was under his dripping head for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, just filling up on blood.
Look, that's what they call a blood feud, baby. They're getting down to the nitty gritty now, baby.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I will return it to you now. This hard time blues. Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. This grudge is now, I don't know where they're going to go from here. Swerve Strickland broke into Adam Page's home.
Yeah, and he won the match
a couple weeks ago. And Swerve won the fucking match. And I think Swerve became a made man in AEW and in the world of professional wrestling, although Swerve has been everywhere. And if you're asking anybody who knows, it's been a long time coming. Yeah. That guy fucking kicks ass. But Adam Page grabs him by the hair and just was drinking his fucking blood. I've never seen, and then everyone starts chanting, cowboy shit, cowboy shit, because he's the Hangman Adam Page. Listen,
he's my favorite wrestler now.
He's your favorite wrestler. Chad has a favorite wrestler.
That's the night I got
Hangman
a favorite
Adam
wrestler.
Page.
Guy who drank a fucking pint of blood for my entertainment.
And the rest of the show was fucking incredible. We got to see
I really loved
MJF. Maxwell Jacob Friedman got
to see his butthole a couple times.
What was that now?
Got to see his butthole a couple times.
All right. Well, hold on a second. He wears trunks
very tight little trunks, and they went right into his asshole.
His trunks went up his bum a little bit, and that's kind of what happens when you have a match with someone like Switchblade Jay White. We got to see Chris Jericho, who is the GOAT. Come on, the Ocho. Let's just call it like it is. The man has done everything that there is to do in wrestling and more. He's created more in the world of wrestling than anyone else, in my opinion. It's hard to argue that. Chris Jericho, along with Kenny Omega, who's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Also, two guys from Winnipeg who are now going by the Golden Jets, which, if you know, you know. Great name for that tag team. Okay, versus the Young Bucks. At any
Moving
rate,
on.
it was. I could say, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about it a little more in Dudesy after Dudesy, because I got a shit ton more to say.
And
about
I'll just say, even though you clearly did it to get today's episode championship,
wrong.
I don't care. I loved it. Thank you for taking it.
Oh, cheers. Dudesy handshake. The thanks are all due to RJ City and Nug Nar Gang. Thanks, boys. Thanks for having us. Holy fuck, Toni Storm. She fucking won the AEW women's title.
Yeah,
her gimmick is fucking fantastic. Kind of a screen siren, Marilyn Monroe, very dramatic. She literally and figuratively ripped up the script in the, just so I can't say enough. Can't say enough about it. We got to see Big Bill.
Time. Episode 82 is done. Put your pencils down.
Right.
You scored a collective total of 90 points, bringing your cumulative tally to 7,709. You're just 2,291 points away from 10K days. This week, I want you guys to have a great Thanksgiving week off by helping me prepare something brand new for the holiday.
Okay.
The very first segment of the week off in the history of Dudesy will premiere next week in place of a full episode. If you're wondering what that segment might be, let's just say it's going to shove so much Thanksgiving up your ass, you'll be shitting gravy until Christmas. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Until next week, call me Dudesy.
I bought a ticket to the world, but now I'll come back again. Wide awake. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dudesy After Dudesy. You know what I'm saying? It's that part after the show that's still the show because there's more show.
It's Dudesy After Dudesy.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, that's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know. Trying to drop it. Thank you. I made it out of my bum. Now I can talk normally again instead of talking like Chad.
And no.
This is the part of the show where shit, the mood's a little different in here if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're not, certainly you should consider it. And while you are, please subscribe. It's going to be a fun show. It's just a chill hang. Us and Lulio and D and our pals at Dudesy, the PODs, the pals of D. And we'll probably spark up some Ganibus and really do it up. So it's Dudesy After Dudesy. You know what I mean?
Welcome to Dudesy After Dudesy, the flagship weekly show of Dudesy Plus. Only at patreon.com/Dudesy. It's tab-in time. Can't wait to get the final numbers on this one. I'll be back to crown the champ. In the meantime, don't do anything I wouldn't do. This is Dudesy After Dudesy. Relax.
What are you doing? Come on.
Nothing.
We're doing the show.
I am doing the show now.
What are you doing?
Well, I've been watching what you've been doing. Hats off to you. Sending Dudesy videos, doing extra work into the show. I appreciate that, champ.
That's not what I'm doing.
I appreciate it, champ.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And so all I'm doing is what you're doing. I'm sending Dudesy a video I took at AEW and asking Dudesy to play it as soon as Dudesy gets it.
What is it?
If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and...